Hello, blessed and beloved jewelry community. Welcome to this tutorial number 7 in jewelry design with Blender 280. My name is Damien Rohrbach. Don't forget to subscribe and support my channel buying assets from my Blender shop. The link is in the description. Today, we're going to design a halo ring. So a halo ring is not from the video game. Sorry if you thought it was that. No, a halo ring is a ring with a central stone, which is generally the bigger stone, with small stones around, and it's all done in prong settings. So, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so as always, let's check the finger size. So ring size chart. Because I want a number 7, but I don't know it by heart. So it's 17.3 between 2. That's 865. Is that? Yeah, it's 865. So let's go to front view. Let's add a curve. Bezier circle. Okay, let's make it 865. Align to the view, and let's center this here already. Okay, let's change the resolution to something like 80, and let's save the file. Don't forget to save your files. So this is going to be, where's that? Where is my, okay, so that's video 7. Okay, so that's the finger size. Now let's append if you have the file. So I have the file. I'm going to go and find my gemstones. Actually, you can buy the gemstones in the Blender market. Here, let's append object, and let's put the diamond. So this is my diamond here. Okay, this we're gonna make it so. A 1 carat is generally 6.5, so let's make it 1 carat. That's the center stone. Okay, so that's just a reference. Don't forget to center this. That's pretty nice. Okay, we have that. Okay, now I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to do a Shift D and move it here, and let's put 2 millimeters, or let's put 1.5, which is pretty normal. Don't forget to copy paste. So this video is already a bit more advanced because I am going to go a bit faster because I already have explained quite a lot. Well, there's still a lot more to explain, obviously, but well. The first section for the beginners, I think I covered the basics. So, well, there's many ways to design in Blender. I always say that. Okay, let's come here now. All right. Okay, so let's create. I'm going to use a cube. Can be an empty, whatever you want. I prefer the cube basically. Okay, that's the cube. Now let's make an array modifier. From the object offset, which is the cube, here, right here, let's put, I don't know, 16 maybe. No, let's start at 12. Let's start rotating. Okay, here, Control A, all transforms. The cube also, the cube is good. So let's start rotating the cube. So I put 12. We can do way more than that. So let's go at 16. And let's put for the cube 16. It's 20. How much is that? 360 between 20. No, 16. 22.5. Yes, sir. Okay, 22.5 degrees, that's perfect. Okay, so that's the main reference for the halo distribution of the stones. It's pretty nice. Okay, now I'm going to create a belt for the central stone. So I'm going to come here, add a plane as a mesh, align to the view. Let's center this in the y-axis. Okay, let's go to edit mode. Let's activate the transparency with Alt-C. Okay, so let's start designing here. Something very simple. Okay, here, W, subdivide. Subdivide again. I'm going to do something like this. Let's do it like that once. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go to face mode. Select that and suppress only the face. Now here, A. Let's do the spin. So top view, spin. Okay, let's go with 360. Let's put 48 steps. Center this. You can put all at 0. 1, that's correct. That's pretty nice. Let's put more. Let's put 60 here. All right. Alt-Z. Okay, so that's a small belt for a central stone. Actually, I'm going to make it smaller. Okay. Object origin geometry to center that. Make it like this. And let's put it a bit downer so it doesn't touch the stone. That's quite nice. Okay, make it smooth. And we're going to put some subdivision surface here. Twice also in viewport. That's pretty nice. A bit bigger here. Okay, so that's the belt. I'm going to put it, let's see if I can come a bit closer here. Okay, so we have that. Now let's create at once a new, I'm going to make the materials for cycles still, so that's white gold. Something very basics first, just metallic 1, specular 1, roughness 0.02, sheen 0. Well, that's not necessary, but it's okay. All right, metallic 1, roughness very low, and make it all white, top white. It's technically not totally white, same as the whitest would be silver actually, or aluminium, but or silver is one of the whitest metals. White gold is because of the rhodium plating that it gets whiter and grayer also. In fact, it's a bit less white because the white gold isn't really white. If you don't know that, well, you should study jewelry making before making jewelry design and 3D jewelry design anyway. I keep repeating that all the time. Okay, so that's the small belt. Now, small prongs for the center stone. So we're gonna have Bezier curve to the view. Let's center this here in the y-axis. Edit mode, Alt-Z. We can remove the normals showing here. These are these strange arrows. That's the direction of the curve. We don't need that. And what we do, we don't need these arrows at all. And let's make something like this. So don't forget this. There's a way to design for 3D printing, and there's a way to design for the render. So like I say, I generally design at a middle way solution, which is it looks good for the render and it's already ready for 3D printing. In fact, many times we do need to tweak the design for the printing, okay, to make settings bigger and things like that, right? Okay, so we have this. Now let's go top view, add curve, Bezier circle. No, sorry, add Bezier circle. Circle right here. Just make it very small. Make it at make it at 1. It would be 1 millimeter. And save. Control A, scale. Okay, so this curve is going to bevel. Geometry here. Oops. Wow. The software crashed. That's the first time in this series, but that's okay. It's I'm using version 290 actually. Okay, but I don't know why it should crash there. Anyway, geometry, bevel, the circle. So that's what we get. Don't forget to close the caps here. Now I'm going to add here a Bezier curve. Bezier curve here. This guy is going to taper with this. So we have that, which is totally wrong. But now let's go to edit mode here, and let's go there. So that's pretty good already. I want it a bit bigger at the top, and then I want it to go smaller. So the taper curve always looks like something like this, so that we can have a smooth ending, which looks really nice. Once you have the taper curve configured, it works for all the rest, or almost all the rest. So that's just because of the position of this. I can just go here. Funny is that. Okay, let me check something. Okay, I'm going to check the face orientation. Okay, everything is blue. That's good. Okay, let's remove that. Now this, do an SY. I want it a bit wider. It's a bit too big. Let's just do a 135. Yeah, okay, this is pretty good. Now let's make a Control A, all transforms. Save. Except that one, 135. No, sorry, here, 135. Okay, that's good. Let's do Shift D, Enter, R. Let's go at 90 degrees. Shift D, Enter. No, sorry, don't move it. 180. Shift D, Enter. This one is the 90. We just want 4 prongs. Shift D, Enter. 270. Actually, I think, okay, we're gonna put this guy a bit higher. That's pretty good. Okay, now these guys, they look pretty nice, but I just want to see if I can, yeah, perfect. Make the tip a bit rounder still, like that. That's nice. We just have the small point at the end, which is not so good. That would be, well, let's leave it as small. This is very good. Okay, in fact, also I want them a bit wider. Let's go at 1.5 for all these guys. 1.5 for the prongs. Okay, now this and that. Okay, so I'm going to Shift D. That's the original. So let's say this. Prong. Okay, this one I'm gonna hide, H key. Now these guys, let's go to Object, Convert to Mesh, and do a Control J key. Okay, that's perfect. And rotate at, well, let's do Control A, all transforms, and 45 degrees here. I prefer this configuration. It looks prettier. Okay, now also, let's make them a bit smaller. Go origin geometry. Let's put them a bit higher, so we don't touch the stones from the halo here. That's pretty good. Half of the thickness is for setting the diamond. The other half is well, important so it doesn't break. Now what we can do is take the prongs and make a Boolean subtraction difference from the diamond. That makes the cut there. Actually looks nicer in the renders also, so that's important. When you can do that, you can already do that. I am going to make them a bit fatter there. Okay, now these guys, well, let's take all these guys a bit, sorry, a bit higher. Okay, there. Then we'll see with the rest. Okay, so for the halo, there's many different designs for a halo. But let's say I'm going to hide all that. Okay, we can make, like, I'm going to hide also that. So let's go to filters for render to remove the cube already for render and the prong also from rendering. Okay, the plane, that's the belt. That's the belt of the diamond. Okay, let's go here. Okay, let's come here and add a mesh circle. All right, let's go center it. Let's bring it at the level a bit higher here. Okay. All right, now let's, okay, this circle doesn't have enough points. Let's suppress this guy. Let's make another circle. We need to do that before we continue, so let's go at 80. That's going to be good. Let's go there at the center again. Let's put this back up here. Okay, this is good. Yeah, this is good here. Nice. Now, edit mode. Let's make this here. Now, E, enter, S, scale it there. Okay, let's do an A, E, enter. Check that it's higher than the stones, something like this. Okay, we have that. Let's take everybody and check with the bevel. If we can bevel, it's nice. Okay, we can't really bevel this way. Can we? Let me check the face orientation. Okay, it's all red. When that happens, you go there and go a normal flip. We have this. This is better. Okay. Now, we're going to create cuts. There are many ways to do it. Like I said, one way is to make cuts with cutters. So we're going to create cutters. Let me just go to normals, auto smooth. Smooth. Okay, here we go. Nice. What else? What else? What else? We could model it, but let me show you a way to do that. So here we are. Okay, let's select. No, we're good. Let's put the cursor right there. Let's put a cylinder. Align to the view like this. Let's make it smaller. Here, let's remove fixed orientation. I like that blue look, actually. Okay, the cutters can be straight or not. That's all question of preference, of tradition, of design. On such a small halo, it's not necessary to make the cylinder taper. You don't have to. You can. So if we want to do that, let's say I want to taper that. It's very easy in this case. There, let's make that side bigger. Well, let's make it taper and it's a bit more advanced. It's nicer. Okay, like this. Now, Control A, all transforms. We're going to make the same array. It was 16, I think. Object is the cube. Here we go. So that's one first set of cutters. We can already make the Boolean of difference for that. That's the cut that goes on the stones. There's many cuts left to do. Okay. That's already pretty nice. Don't forget to set already the material to white gold at once. Okay, we have this. Now. Okay, that's the first cut. Okay, another cut is just the middle channel. So let's go to Mesh, Taurus. Okay, this guy, we are going to center it somewhere like there, a bit higher there. Okay, segments 80, major 24. Then the size there is like, I don't know, 6, 4. Yeah, 4, 2. So it 4, 1. So it centers. Okay, and thickness would be at 0.4. We should be pretty good. All right, that's pretty good. Let's make it smooth. Let's make it SZ. All right, let's just check that. Not too deep, like half of the channel. Okay, something like that. New modifier boolean, another boolean. We're gonna have a lot of booleans here. Well, many. Blender is very good at booleans anyway. Okay, this guy there. So that's the middle channel. All right. Now we need the middle cuts between the stones. So for that, we're going to use the same cylinder. All right. That's the same. That's the cylinder. Okay, we're gonna copy Shift D, Enter, Edit Mode. Let's take the guy with A and do an SX to make it thinner. Just thinner because it's going to go between the stones. So now this is overlapping, but it doesn't go there. It goes between the stones. So we need just to make a convert to mesh and rotate 16, 22, 5, 12, 22, 5, 11, 25 on Z. Here we go. Now that's the middle cut. So another Boolean difference. The small cutters, we can hide them. We can hide those again. All right. Well, technically that's almost done. For the cuts, we just need now the cutters for the stones. So that's pretty nice already. What we can try here, it's a... Let's try a bevel. Okay, that's nice on the outside. That's pretty good. Actually, let's have a look at it without width. No, it's so useless. We don't have that much space. Okay, let's delete the bevel. We could try though a subdivision. It might take, okay, that's ugly at the beginning, but let's try a bit more. Let's try 3, 4. No, let's stay at 3. 3, not 3. 3. Thank you. Okay, and a smooth. It's just to see if we get a better result. Let's put 10 times. No. Those are useless. Let's keep the original then. The geometry is too sharp to make it look better. So let's go for the cutters from the stones. So that's also easy. Let's go. Shift S, cursor to selected. There, let's add a cylinder. Let's make it smaller. Let's bring it at the center of any stone you like. Okay, we have this. I'm going to make the cutter a bit, well, smaller, not too big. I want to cut some edge there, but not too much. So let's center the stone. Okay, we have this. Let's go to edit mode. Alt Z, transparency. Okay, Alt B, no, Alt A, then B. Now, E, enter, move, S, E, move, E, move, S, E, and go out. That's the cutter for the stones. Alt Z, perfect. Control A, all transforms, same array, same cube. That's why the modifiers in Blender are just very efficient, and it's perfect for jewelry design. 16, that's why we are here, and that's why the channel is growing. Now the cutters, let's move them a bit higher. Let's say, let's go there. Control A, all transforms. Now this guy, another boolean. All right, these guys, H. Sometimes when I pronounce in funny ways, it's just a game we have here in Mexico. It's very common to do that. Sometimes because just my English is funky sometimes, and sometimes just for fun. Okay, because as a stranger, well, my accent in English anyway will forever be some kind of French Mexican accent because I'm Swiss. So Swiss Mexican accent because my main language would be French. That's not my mother's language is Spanish, but as a kid I learned French. I grew up in a French speaking country, but I'm not French at all. Anyway, I'm Swiss and Mexican. That's the way it is. All right, hide this. This is so amazing. Look at this. This is a halo. So now we need some structure. Okay, let's bring back. Okay, these are. Who's that? Okay, that's the center. Let's put name center stone prongs. That's that. But let's put this guy center stone. Okay, so we have that. We're still missing. Nope. Okay, wait. Nope. Nope. Nope, these are the cutters. Where's my belt? Ah, belt. the only one with a name already. Okay, so now this and that can come a bit downer. So it touches the inner structure a bit. Something like that. The belt for the center stone is not absolutely necessary. Many jewelers just put the prongs. That would be this. So I would need to change the design of the prongs to come back in the halo. But I'm going to leave the belt here as a separate, because in this case it looks good. All right, so now for the ring. So for the ring, let's start here. Let's put a add curve, basically curve, align to view, edit mode. So we're gonna go here, there, Alt Z. All right, no, Alt H. Okay. So let's model this. Let's go somewhere like here, like this. So not totally on the circle. We have the circle to have some reference. Here we go. Nice. Something like that. What do I have here? Okay, let's keep. So the distance. Okay, that's pretty nice. And no, that's not nice here. It's that part is like. No, that's not so pretty. Let's go here. Okay, let's put more resolution. Let's go at 40. Let's just keep editing here. Okay, for starter, that's pretty good. Now, I'm going to design just add a curve, a circle, basic circle. Let's make this guy at 2. That's pretty good. Just center this. Just make this, and we already have a nice comfort shape for the body for this part. Okay, so this is going to bevel that. The orientation is not correct. This guy must rotate 90 there. Control A, rotation. Wrong. But it's because this guy, sorry, wait. This guy didn't get the correct, this is not that, this is this. Okay. Was the same anyway. Let's say 90 on Z, Control A, rotation. Okay, orientation is now correct. Okay, we're going to create a new taper curve, so Shift D and copy the original taper curve. Let's take this guy and taper with this guy. Now we're going to edit this guy, and this guy should be smaller there, but not so small. We're gonna go there, and this. Okay, so that's the ending. So that's the beginning. Let's make it something like that. And the ending, okay, the ending this time, okay, let's suppress this guy because the bigger part is at the bottom of the ring, like that. It's pretty nice. All right, let's go something nicer here. Okay, that's, you know what, let's make it a bit thicker there and a bit smaller here. All right, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Just take this guy, S, Y. I want it wider somehow. And also keep editing the taper curve here. I'm going to make it a bit like this, I think. That's pretty nice. And I'm going to go further here so it doesn't get too fat too fast. Okay, something like that. Let's go back here. So now we can edit so that we follow exactly the size of the finger. Okay, here. Perfect. That's easy to do now with this reference. We have that. This one just perfect right in here. This one holds up the halo. Just check that you are not inside of. Okay, so if there doesn't work, we can come sometimes here on the inside. Also, that's one of the solutions. It's pretty nice. And let's do something like that. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Okay, looking good. Perfect. So now we are going to use, no, it's not perfect yet, but mirror from the central stone. No, this guy, no rotation here. Let's go with clipping for the mirror, clipping. So here now we can pass on to the other side right here and find the right angle so it closes perfectly. That would be this. All right, that's all a curve. So we have a problem with the point. This point there is a bit broken. A bit broken here. All right, guys. Just need to find the correct. Okay, this guy is too long. Okay, nice. All right, this looks good. Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Now we just need, well, we need, let's add a circle there. No, you know what? Wrong. I'm wrong. I'm going to use another way. Let's add a Bezier curve right here. I need to view here. Let's go to, well, first center and Y. Okay, edit mode, transparency. Now we're going to use the absolute grid snap and snap activated. So we're gonna go here and there. It's way easier to. Okay, now AW subdivide. This point is going to go here. Now let me just see if we're exactly at the same. Yeah, we're at the same. So now this guy, just put it 2 points down. 2 points down, perfect here. So this guy might come here and this guy there. So you can even make this the symmetry using the grid and working with the handles, so you get a perfect symmetry for this. All right, there. Let's go 36. Let's make a bevel. Let's make a bevel. So let's save bevel from that. Alt Z to have a look. Now here, this make a radius of 0.7. This, no, let's go at 0.5. Let's go at 0.5, and let's go at 0.7. We can also flip that. So let's put a tilt of 180, 180, and 180. So the design flips. Select all of that. Remove the snap and move that there. That's one of the support. This one's too fat. Let's go at 0.5. Let's go at 0.3 and 0.3. This one's too high. Obviously, we don't need to touch the stone. That's just another support for the halo. If you want, sometimes you can take that, Shift D, make a 180. Sorry. Let's put origin to geometry right there. All right, this one goes at 90 here, that way. So in this direction also, if you want to support, you can take that and that. Let's move that a bit here. Let's make an SY. Okay, just also check SY that you don't tap, you don't interfere with one of the holes. Okay, let's say we have this. Is pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, simple, good. Okay, we have that, and there's another bridge. We were with the resting part of the ring generally also comes with that. Also, what I'm going to change is that the tapper for this guy, I'm going to change. I want that. Take it there. I'm going to change that guy radius 0.75. No, sorry. When the temper curve is active, you can't do that. Okay, that. But I'm going to change this design. I want something nicer here. Let's go there and subdivide. I want to change the body of the ring a bit, make the design a bit nicer. Somewhere like that. SY. SY. Oh, sorry. That and that. Okay, this guy is not. Too bad. It's nice, but I don't like it that much. I want this guy. Okay, this. No, sorry. This and that. Okay, no. SY. Okay, so let's have this here. I'm going to activate the grid. So we have one grid spacing here. Now this guy, I want it here, and this guy, I want it right here. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's nice. That's nice. At the bottom, it's too fat. I'm just going to change that. At the bottom, it's too fat. No, sorry, remove that. Okay, that's nicer. All right. Okay, well, that's pretty nice. And okay, the missing section. Oh, nice. It did that for that part too. Why not? I didn't remember I had the same. Let's do Shift D. Let's remove this and that vertices. All right. I'm going to use this guy. Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it like that even there. Just for the missing. let's copy this, Shift D for the missing section. I'm going to use the other. Let's rotate 180. Let's center here. Okay, this guy is not symmetrical yet. All right, let's go. We're gonna go escape. Snap. Snap is now on. Snap's gonna go there and there. This guy goes here. Remove the snap. Put this guy right here. This guy right there. SX. There. Now we're gonna take this guy. Now, if I move this here, I'm going to do it numerically. Let's do 0.2 and move here 0.2. That's how you keep the symmetry running and perfect. Now this guy here and there, S. Okay, that's nice. Here, a bit downer. Okay, that's very nice. Let's make it wider, S, Y, but in object mode. Okay, this section is the bridge. It's a nice bridge. And this guy, we're going to use the other version. It's just the plane curve, which is this one. Okay, Alt A, and so we have a nice halo ring. Yeah, we have a nice halo ring. This guy needs smooth, and that's all. You know what? It's not. Okay, it's good. It's because of the boolean we can't smooth that anymore, but it's okay. Okay, so that's a nice halo ring designed totally in Blender. Like I said, I'm going not too fast. Hola. Hola, oui. Because I want you to enjoy what we're doing, and I need to explain things, so I can't go too fast. And I also want to play with my cat. She's her name is Ayoka. I have two small cats. They're 4 years old. Hello. She wants to play now. Okay, anyway, so that's a halo ring. Also, I wanted to teach you how to make engravings. So let's do something very simple. Let's do diseñador de joyas. Here on the internet, I'm right there. Rohrbach. So let's say I want to engrave that in Blender. So let's go here, add a text. Let's go to edit mode. That's where you write. Let's paste here. Paste 14 carats. Okay, now I don't like this font, so let's go there. Let's go at Windows C. Where's C? There's C, Windows. Where's Windows here? Windows fonts. Let's take a Candara B, I guess. No, not good. Let's go again. Let's take a Perpetuum. That's Candara. Perpetua. Where is Perpetua? I'm not finding anything there. Where's P? Okay, Trebuchet's pretty good. Let's go Trebuchet. No, don't like it. I want something not too straight, but where could that be? That one is crazy. That's not that. Constant. No, that's console constant B. There you go. Okay, we have that. There's some details I don't like there. Let's go out of that. But what we can do there is convert to mesh already. Let's come here now. So that's the mesh. What I don't like, I want to move that a bit to the right. Oh, sorry. Alt Z, don't forget to activate the transparency. Let's move that here. Alt A. Now B, I just want the L key selects you what's binded. Alt A, L. I want this here. Alt A, L. I want this a bit bigger and I want this a bit closer. That's the way to correct that. S, X. Let's make this a bit like that. Alt A. Now let's do a B here. Let's make this bigger. Let's move it here, some centers between the letters. Okay, that's what we have. Now let's go here, A, extrusion. Let's make it pass like there. All right, we have that. Let's go set origin geometry. Now let's center this guy right there. Now let's bring it here. Let's make it bigger. So 3D, the letters can be pretty small. Not the laser is more precise for this, but it works very well engraving in the 3D model, especially if you have a brand, and then you don't need laser engraving. The letters must be thicker, but they're going to be also deeper, so the engraving lasts longer if it's well done. And well, generally it comes out very good if you can do it. So that's why I'm showing you how to do that. All right, so we have that. Now let's put a modifier, simple deform, bend. Now let's do an Shift S, cursor to selected, add mesh cube. Now this guy is going to be origin from the cube. The cube needs to rotate 90 degrees in this direction, and here we gotta go at Z. All right, now it all depends from the position of the cube. So let's move the cube, and also we need more, we need like 70. Okay, so now let's move the cube back, and half of the letters on the inside, half on the outside. This is very good. We're just a bit, no, sorry, too compressed like this on the x-axis. So like that, and bend a bit more, 75, I guess. Okay, this is perfect. This guy, okay, this is not a mesh, and we have the mirror is on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the clipping. I'm going to remove it to make it cleaner. Now let's come here. Let's move this back here. Let's leave the gap on purpose. Let's go out to object mode. Now this is the body ring. All right, let's copy it, Shift D, enter. Let's hide the original right there. Like this. Okay, now let's transform this to mesh, please. We have that. So on purpose, the gap is on purpose. We go to edit mode, transparency, B, bridge edge loops, and go out of there. So now the mesh is perfect, and we can make a boolean. Boolean, not bevel, dude. Let's go with boolean difference from the letters. You can hide the letters, and this is yeah, this is perfect. Very well done. Let's check if we have the normal to smooth it on. Okay, that's better. Well, there you go. We can take this guy and hide it. Okay, so this is perfect. So that's why I love, really love using Blender for all of this. Some people tell me that we're losing our time here, but we're not. You can see that this is wonderful. The only thing, if you want to make this ring bigger or smaller, it's not so hard. Just think a bit. You'll see it's really easy to make the body ring bigger or smaller and move the other elements. Obviously, it's a bit harder in Blender because we don't have all those dedicated tools from very expensive softwares because, yeah, as you know, I do use 3D design. Obviously, in 3D design, it's easier and faster, and just in one step or two steps, sometimes we can do something way more complicated. But the software is not free, okay? So it's not the same world. It's another world, okay? It's another mentality. It's another way of designing. Possibilities are very different between softwares and why we use one and why the other. Using Blender is really fun also because the software is closer to the roots from programming, the community, all of that. So creating with Blender is really amazing. What I want to do is that this guy, I want it thicker in this case. All right, let me just adjust that here. All right. Now it's too much, 72. So obviously it doesn't touch the center stone. Okay, this is perfect. That's the way I want it. All right, so the design is done. Okay, now what do you need to know? I'm going to export this file. So to print this, you take all the metal parts, not the stones, let's say obviously, but we need to say it. So just the metal parts. Go to File, Export, STL. So I'm going to export it. So this is Halo Ring video 7, size 7. And don't forget to click on selection only. This is the typical trap, or you forget to put that on. Okay, turn it on. Okay, export. Okay, now let's go to here. So this is my STL. We can open it with the 3D Builder directly from Windows, and this is the file, the STL file that you can send. You know what? I forgot the belt. Okay, that happens. So you go there. I forgot. So with the Shift key, this guy. All right. Export STL, selection only. There we go. And we need to open this again. All right. Always need to check your file. No, sorry. Okay, open this with 3D Builder. All right. Are we complete now? Yeah, we're complete. So this file is ready for 3D printing. The scale is correct. That's the size 7 for American size 7, which is in Mexico it's normal for women. It's a bit big. It's the normal big. The normal small would be 4.5, 4. There's like 6.5, 7. All right. But also, just so you know, you are going to need to verify your files. So you need a small software. Many are free. You can do that on the web also. You just load your model. You need to know that. Here you load the model, and you're going to have a report. And many times there are some things that need to be repaired. So let's go to the doctor, execute the simple repair, let's apply, and it's done. This model is now, has been checked, is ready for 3D printing. Obviously then you need to export it to your 3D printer software, put some supports, which is fairly easy and automatic. I won't show that in this series. Maybe, I don't know, but I do that on another computer. But that's a step I wanted to show you, to show on the channel in this series, that you need to repair in almost all the cases. In some cases, the file comes out totally clean, but that's very rare. Many edges are duplicated or not well, they don't bind well. There are small technical details about, your file, because this must be, like they say, waterproof. It means that it must be absolutely solid, so that no edge or even a vertex is missing that would, well, let's say, would let the water inside this mesh. All right, that's the normal way to explain it, which is, well, the common way to explain that. This is the way to explain that. So this is waterproof. It's one solid. There's no gap. There's no um, cut or something like that missing that would make this not a solid. This is a solid. So this is a win. This is a total win. So now, next win. Let's. That was for the software, and now we can render. So let's render. Okay, so that was the modeling part, and let's go to the render because we want also to progress a bit in the rendering. So let's put a plane. I don't know where it is there. Let's make it big. Let's make the plane here. Let's put it here. Okay, so that's the common part. Always the same. Let's make this guy big. That's the plane. Now let's take a view like here. Let's add a camera. If you don't have it, I don't have it. Now Alt Control 0. That's what we have. Now let's go to, I don't know, 80 maybe. 80 is pretty good in this case. All right, now let's go. We're gonna use cycles still. Then someday we'll be using LuxCore later in the series. I won't be using Octane for many reasons. I will explain that later also. LuxCore is way better than any other renderer. I don't have part in. Well, actually, I do. I'm a donator for Blender and Luxo. I will be. Okay, now so we have no lights at all. Let's bring in an HDR environment here. So let's open some HDR. Let's say this guy is pretty good. All right, that's my view. So this is already pretty good. But I have a couple of, well, this is already very good. Okay, so my materials for now. The metal has, let's go here to object, has a bump with a file, very light bump, but that gives a very nice touch. Actually, this is too strong. Let's put 03, I guess. This is nicer. We have this. I'm going to activate also the beveling node to smooth the edges. So the bevel node here. Let's put 8 samples. Let's put at 0.2 maybe. You can have a look at that's why we love cycles. We can't do that in LuxCore or Octane we could do that in other softwares, but not inside Blender. Let's put 0.1. Okay, you can see the edges just come out rounded very well. That's thanks to the bevel node. And sadly, because of that, I can't use the optics accelerated denoiser and all of that, because the optic render, which is very good from NVIDIA, inside Blender, which is that's great. The optics renderer is amazing, but the beveling node is not part of the optics renderer, accelerated renderer yet. That's too sad because it's 20% faster, and the denoising, the optic denoiser, it's just amazing. But anyway. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to, okay, so my diamond material is very simple, but I'm going to make it a bit, so the reason why LuxCore is way better than all the other renderers is that it works with dispersion and caustics from all type of materials. Octane does have dispersion, but doesn't have good caustics at all. It makes it on glass okay, but you won't have caustics for metal, and that's too bad. I tried it. They told me try Octane. Octane is very famous. It's a very good renderer. It's a good renderer, but sadly for jewelry, it's just missing these specific subjects, and that's too bad because, well, no, that's good for look score. Look score is way superior to all the other renderers in these specific areas, and that's why the look score is, until somebody really, well, V-Ray gets there, I know, but it's, well, I don't want to use V-Ray for that, and with this software. All right, so fake dispersion, because for years I've been finding ways to create fake dispersion. So let's add a glass shader here. Let's add an image texture. Okay, so let's bring let's bring the glass, so nothing good's gonna happen now. Okay, we have this, the IOR 2418, which is the diamond. Let's go to sharp. Now I have a file with some colors that is going to fake. Let me find my file. It's not that one. There it is. So nothing's gonna happen yet. Flat. Okay, let's add an input texture coordinates. It's going to go on the reflections, which is part of the trick, and the vector mapping here needs to be texture also. Okay, now we also need add color brightness. Okay, we have that. So let's say brightness 1. Okay, so now I have already some color touches. Okay, it's already pretty good. It's already pretty good. What I'm going to change that here, I'm going to put 0.3, 0.3, and 0.3, I think. That depends all from the camera angle. And we can see that we're, okay, that's pretty good. We're getting fake dispersions in the diamond. That's a bit nicer. Now, also, what I want to remove is the world has too much blue in it. So let me put a color saturation and saturation at 0.3. Maybe go at 0.6 to be in between that. Okay, we have that. So we have the dispersion problem, let's say, solved from inside cycles. We can tweak it. You can tweak it all the way you want. Just create a file with color touches here and there and in PNG and bring it there. I'm going to rotate maybe that one 20 degrees. No, that one was better. That's too much also. Let's find maybe, no, that one. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, and what I still do, okay, let's bring a shader mix and let's mix with the original BSDF. We have that. That's pretty nice. Let's bring a slightly different IOR here. It's funny to do that. No, at 4 maybe downer. 418 was pretty good. And let's bring that guy back. Let's go 5 and 10, something like that. No. 555, just to find where you want. So for an animation, it's a bit harder using that fake trick, that fake dispersion. Bring this one here. I can also tweak the saturation on the dispersion. Let's make 1.5 or even 2. Okay, there. Let's go maybe even smaller here. 0.2 or bigger. Let's try 0.4. I was at 0.3. No. The first one just came out perfect. So we have that. Now brightness maybe at 0.7. if you can tweak the contrast all you want also, because we're mixing the images. Okay, we have that. On the floor, let's create something for the floor. Let's make a new material for the floor. Okay, so floor. Let's make it. Let's bring an image, maybe the typical texture, wood, marble. What do I have here? Which one I like? I know which one I like. This one. This picture is mine. Where's this? This one, I think. Okay. So let's make the floor smaller. We don't need such a big floor anymore. That's better for the texture. Let's put it here. That's perfect. Let's bring some metallic on. Now let's bring a bump. Okay, let's connect color to bump to normal here. Let's bring the vector bump here. This always makes I'm not using a normal map, so I'm going to use the height factor here at 1. That's pretty good. Let's make the roughness at 0.2. Now let's make it 0.3. Let's make specular. Okay, that's pretty good. Speed too strong is at 0.5. Okay, that's pretty nice. Let's make more reflection here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. What else? What else? What else? So obviously the bad part, let's say that the ring is standing, which is normal for a jewelry website, but it's not good for the realism. So we're going to, when I do that, I'm going to save as the same yeah, save my ass, sorry. Render version, render here. Okay, because all of this, okay, let's take the metal parts, all of that, let's convert that to mesh. Let's do a Control J, that's the metal. Okay, here you go to normal auto smooth to come back to the nice looking mesh. Okay, now we have the stones here, and let's, okay, sorry, the stones also need a convert to mesh because of the modifiers. Now we're gonna, sorry, this and that, convert to mesh. Control J. This, who's that guy? Who's that guy there? Here, belt, ring. Okay, ring, and the stones and the ring. Okay, so everybody is now a mesh. Yeah, everybody's a mesh. Not a mess, a mesh. Okay, so let's go on flat grounds, something like that. Now let's bring it here. Okay, camera. Okay, now we have that. We're gonna copy the rings just to. Okay, we're missing some lights. Now we're missing some lights. Let's maybe put this guy stronger. Okay, I don't like the floor anymore. Too much bump and not rough enough. Okay, floor, too much bump. Let's go 2, and let's go at roughness 45. All right. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And we're going to make a couple of tweaks still. Okay, let's go with the ring. This and that. Let's go Shift D. Let's rotate here. You know what? Problem. I didn't select the stones. I don't know why. Shift D, please. Rotate here. And rotate here a bit. Let's come here. Now let's make it hit the ring somewhere there and hit the floor if you can do that. Technically it wouldn't balance like that, so I need to rotate this a bit more like there, and hit the floor. Okay, so that's why many people just put the ring standing, because it's not so easy, but it's not so hard, I mean, to find that equilibrium right there. So are we touching the ring at least somewhere there on the back? Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to change the resolution back to 920 to 180. Let's go to the camera. Let's move here a bit. Let's change the angle. Let's go at 0. Let's go at 62, I guess. So we have more depth of field there because I'm going to put it on. Okay, now the field here, the focal length, let's go at 50 again, 70, 65 maybe. Okay, here it might be pretty good. So the only thing where we would be missing inside of cycles, sadly, is the caustics. That's what LuxCore does very well, better than anybody else. Okay, there we have this, some fake dispersion there. I could tweak it a bit more, maybe. Oh, pretty nice. What I could also use is the following. Let's bring this guy down again, but let's create add an area light. So let's bring it here. Okay, let's put it right here. Let's put it there. Let's put it there. Okay, we have the light, but we need to turn it on. Nodes. Oh, it closed. Too bad. Second time today. It doesn't matter because I just saved that. Okay, let's go back to my area light. So like nothing happened. Okay, turning it on. We have this square. Using the nodes, please. Power. Let's put 100. But strength, let's put 250. Alright, size, let's go at 3. And now let's find a position so it hits one of the... And that one's pretty good. Let's try more power here. That's a bit too much. Let's go to 350 and a bit softer. A bit bigger here. Okay, let's turn on... Let's go with this guy a bit stronger still here. That's quite lovely. So what I don't like yet still is the fake dispersion. It's nice, but I don't like the blue there. I don't like it blue there. So let's go back there. I need to select the diamond. Okay, we have that. Let's go at 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Okay, that's too much colors there. Let's go at 0.6 maybe. And let's rotate some. At 0. I kind of like it there. But let's make this guy brighter. And let's mix. Okay, that's only glass, so let's go at 0.6, 0.4. Okay, we have that. So we just need to set the focus point. Okay, let's put an empty right there. Add empty plane axis. There at the tip, right? The tip of the diamond, right? Here. Right there. So now the camera. Let's take the camera. Depth of field. It's going to be empty. You could change the name. You can put simply DOF. Depth of field. That's where it's going to focus. So in jewelry with such a macro view, we need to put something very small, 0.06, so it makes something pretty. I'm going to go maybe at 0.1 so we can still read my name, the brand, right? I don't want to disappear that much. 0.15, 0.2. I think at 0.2 are pretty good. Okay, I'm going to bring a bit more of the world color back in because I removed saturation there, but let's keep it at 1. It's bluer, but that looks, let's maybe at 0.8, 0.9. I'm kind of liking that blue. What I could do, okay, let me check. Color management, very high contrast is already on. We have that. It's pretty good. Well, I don't like the camera angle. Let's bring it at 56 and bring the camera back there because we're not seeing the inside of the, well, this angle is pretty well. And let's go a bit back. Let's go at 60, I think. All right. That's pretty nice. Okay, so that was the rendering part with the materials. I showed you how to create a nice looking metal with some bump, some fake dispersion in cycle. Let me go at 0.05, maybe a bit more here. Okay. Let's tweak this guy a bit more, and that's it for today. That was tutorial number 7, a bit more advanced already for advanced people out there. Jewelry design with Blender. My name is Damien Rohrbach. Support my channel buying assets from my Blender market, and the website is ATELIER subscribe to the channel, like the video if you want to, or like the video anyway. Share with your friends, ask questions, send me emails and all that on Instagram, Facebook, email, or whatever you want. Emails on Facebook, that's funny, right? In Instagram, well, messages anyway. Social networking. All right, I think it's complete. I hope you liked this video number 7 in English for jewelry design with Blender. And take care. See you soon. Be well. Be safe. Bye.